Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. All eyes are on one SBC right now in EAFC 25, and my question is, will EA do it? Or is it still a little bit too early? I'll say my prediction for later, but today is all about our upgrade pack SBC grind, in particular, one SBC. But first, we have to discuss what is going on with wild store packs for Footies Team 5 and what in the world has happened to evolutions in Footies as of late. And we'll look forward to today's content on Saturday as well, apart from those upgrade SBCs. Let's discuss. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Let's cover yesterday's content from a very busy Promo Friday, specifically in the objectives section. The Season 9 weekly play refreshed, which for some of us, this is a little bit of SP, and for some of us, it doesn't even matter because you've already completed the weekly play completionist and got your 5 times footies or grades to the game pack, so that one doesn't even matter. But in objectives under the live tab, we have one of the better footies cards we've seen in a while in here. 98 rated Lewandowski. Now you got to do a bit of work if you're a Barca fan and you want to get this card. 5 playstyle pluses with finesse, incisive, press proven, quick step, and low driven. 99 shooting and 98 dribble. 5-star, 5-star. Great card, honestly. Like a really solid card. The incisive plus is awesome. The shooting playstyle pluses are great. He doesn't have technical or rapid, which, okay. He's got the quick step plus, Travella, aerial, and does at least have a first touch base playstyle. That's a great card, honestly. One of the most usable Lewandowskis that I can remember seeing in this game in a long time. But again, it takes a lot of work to get there. A lot of individual challenges that if you're behind in the season pass, you're going to be able to catch up with very easily. But for others, like myself, who's pretty close to the end of the season pass, I'm level 37 right now, this may not be a card that I actually want to grind for. But personally, I think that is the best card that we've had in objectives for a long time. Now, some other cards that are inside of here. We've got a Callum Hudson-Odoi for a daily play games completionist. You've got a good card in here as well, and a press. A lot of cards in there. 3 cards for the daily play games. This is Footies 3, which gives some packs. You only have to complete 3 of those 5 challenges. There's the daily play, and there's a Jean-Pierre Papin. This is the first time he's got a card this year in FC 25, and it's a good one as well. 99 shooting for him, 97 dribble and pace. He's got finesse, power shot, tiki-taka, and rapid plus. Very nice card here as well. Whether you do this or Lewa, or maybe neither. I mean, I wish he had 5-star skills. That's probably the one glaring weakness on this card. But if you need a pop-in card, you haven't used them all year, and you want to, here you go. And then last but not least, we have the Foot Champs Glory objective, which gives more player picks. It gives a 96 rated Mancini card, and it also gives the 97 Smolarek if you win 10 wins in Foot Champs Finals. Again, 3 really solid strikers in objectives. Of all places, 3 solid strikers there right now in FC 25. Now, I want to mention something about objectives really quick because this was mentioned right here in the loading screen, and we're going to be looking forward to this tomorrow on Sunday. EA is going to be dropping a co-op only live foot friendly mode. That's really interesting because it does kind of look like a test for FC 26 with the tournaments, with the live events and gauntlets. Maybe not the gauntlets with the live or with the co-op, but co-op is something that EA has not really done a lot of specific gameplay modes around. And I feel like that could be a really fun part of this game for online competitive, either casual or, high stakes competitive play. This one as a friendly hopefully isn't that crazy. We had a cup this last week, but that's something we're going to be looking forward to for sure tomorrow on Sunday. Now, let's go to evolutions to kind of cover the rest of yesterday's content from a Promo Friday. There was not really much in here. This one Evo, the Factotum, which is another max 95 overall evolution. It is free, and it does give some decent boost, but more so some good play styles. Quick step plus technical and rapid base. You got incisive plus tiki-taka and intercept base, as well as press proven plus and aerial. So it's a solid Evo. Like, I take a look at some of the cards in here and I think, maybe I'll put 1 or 2 of these players into it. Other than that, I don't know if I really want the press proven plus, so maybe this is best on a 3 playstyle plus player. I'm really still trying to look for the perfect Evo for my 95 Neymar, and I just haven't quite found it yet. Incisive does look good for him. The dribbling boost there, I wish he would get rapid base with this evolution. And if you take a look at FUTBIN, there are some decent cards for this as well. The Neymar that's in packs right now, that's a pretty sick looking Vermeer card there. You know, Milinkovic Savage, there's a Dino, there's a Teo. This Factotum Evo, it is free again, but that's just the problem with Evos right now. They just kind of all feel like this. No specific position, which means no roll plus pluses, and even some of the other Evos that have specific positions aren't giving roll plus pluses. Max 95, stat boost, just not the best at the moment. We need this part of the game to really, really step up, but I'm just wondering, are EA going to boost up the SBCs and make that more hype before they do the Evos? But I think, honestly, at this stage of the game, too, I have to think, before we get a big, crazy Evo, which we'll talk about this more if we don't get one, of course, for the next couple of days, how much are we still willing to pay for an evolution at this stage of the game? That's one question I keep throwing around in my mind. Now, let's go to SBCs, where we had two pretty big names yesterday. Erling Haaland is the first one, and you're like, Nate, you did this? I did. Erling Haaland was quickly completed from me because, well, I had an SBC storage full of cards, and I thought this card looked fun to try out. 2 94 rated squads, couple of 93s, and then all the way down the line. It is 18 squads. It is a bit much, you could say, for him. He's actually 73% downvoted on FUTBIN for the actual SBC. Power Shot Plus is probably the reason why. There's a lot of just stigma around Power Shot Plus. It was the most OP scoring playstyle plus earlier on FC25, but we have very soon forgotten about that because it is now not as meta. If that was Finesse Plus, this card would have been insane. It's still a good card in my opinion. Low driven, quick step, press brute, and first touch. Still going to be a fun Haaland card. It's always super interesting to me how the end game Haaland cards play because he just feels so broken with his pace and with his physical. So that's why I completed the SBC, even though I've got 99 Ronaldo. I did the 98 Rooney, and even picked 98 Sophia Wilson. I've got so many strikers. They're not all going to be in the team, but I at least want to try a couple of them out. And honestly, I will do an 18 squad Haaland with how much fodder I had in my SBC storage just to clear that out and to get that done. So I don't actually hate that SBC. I think it's a fine one. Again, if you had Finesse Plus, this would have been very much so upvoted in my opinion. Maybe if it was a few less squads, it would have been more upvoted as well, but it's not that bad. Now, the other icon SBC was the other big name that was leaked. Diego Armando Maradona. First thing I'll say, more of this, please, EA. I know that it's a re-release card that was in packs that some people actually already have by doing the icon player picks and getting lucky pulls from that, but it's probably going to be, since he's now an SBC, the best version of Maradona we're going to see through this endgame, and at least is still a very usable version of him. 5'5", play on the right, striker, or the left, maxed out dribbling. Again, that's got to be insane in game. Great playstyles and playstyle pluses. He is also 18 squads, coming in at a price of right around 1 million coins, which of course, in this economy with all the exchange grind, fodder the way that it is, upgrade packs the way they are, it's free. This is a great place to put your fodder as well, and his SBC is actually upvoted on FUTBIN, and this is why I like it. I think this is why a lot of people like it as well, because it's just the chance to get a big name icon like Maradona via an SBC, where you really realize here that he's not going to get any more promo cards for the rest of the year. Now, of course, like we mentioned yesterday, this would be better as a 99 rated card with 5 playstyle pluses and a little bit better stats. But even this is still a usable card once again, and it's Maradona. And I like that EA is starting to release SBCs like this. I hope they release more of these for maybe a couple of the icons before we go to all 99 SBCs, which we should have 1 or 2 of the 99s now, in my opinion. I think a lot of you guys agree, but this is at least a decent place to start and a decent place to get Maradona and to put him in your club literally for free. So if neither of those player SBCs interest you, that's still okay, because we have another campaign player pick that is refreshed for this next week. This one's still a 1 of 5, and it includes Team 4 of footies, and it's only 1 squad, which is good and also not good. It actually, I think, requires the exact same number of players as before. Before, we needed 5 87s and 6 88s and above. Now we just need 11 87s or higher, which is actually a little bit annoying because you need 11 players and they can't overlap at all, which maybe in the other ones you could have, right? You could have turned in somebody who you had in your dupe storage as an 88 rated into the 88 squad and then also use them in the 87 and higher squad as well. So that maybe makes this a little bit more difficult, and now you don't get the tradable packs back, but also seeing it as one squad is very nice. It's still there. It's still unlimited repeatable. That is my way right now, still trying to pack the Udogi and the Sun. By the way, for those who are wondering who didn't catch the stream yesterday, I did not end up packing Hyunmin Sun footies, and we're going to go to the store and talk about that whole situation in a second. But I still think the campaign picks are good. I will still be crafting them throughout the week this week. I'll prioritize the player SBCs that I want to prioritize first, and then go into those campaign picks, because still, unlimited repeatable is fun no matter how you slice it. Now, let's talk about the cards in packs a little bit, and why my coin balance is so low, and why a lot of people's coin balances are a lot lower as well. Yesterday, remember, we were looking out for the pack code that was dropped a couple of days ago that was called the so long and thanks for all the pack. We didn't know the rest of the word. Well, that pack dropped yesterday, guys. It was a 500,000 coin pack. This is actually the clip of me opening it on the Twitch live stream. Guys, this 500,000 coin pack was 11 guaranteed footies cards. And yes, it is 500,000 coins, which is a lot, and I did not pack anything good from this yesterday, but with all the footies cards included in this and some of the other player picks that were dropped in the store yesterday, these packs were getting a lot of attention for people like myself with coins just saying, you know what, screw it. These are the best cards that we're going to get released in packs, because usually after footies, no new special cards come to packs. We'll be talking about that soon, don't worry. They'll be back in packs again, but this was our chance to hit it big. Now, obviously, I got absolutely cooked. I spent 1 million coins opening both of these 500k packs yesterday and got absolutely cooked doing so. And then later, what I ended up doing was opening more of the player picks. There was 325,000 coin footies only, 1 of 5 player picks that are here in the store as well. I opened 2.7 million coins worth of footies packs and player picks in the store yesterday to only end up with a 97 5-play stop plus Taram, as Daddy Taram as he's called, right? The best player that I got from those packs. No 99s, not even any of the 98s that were super crazy expensive. I packed Courtois from an exchange later on. So was it worth it? No, but at this stage of the game, it is those so unique and honestly such interesting packs that could give you, and really do give you, your best chance for a 99 overall, that it is fun and it is worth trying. We did pack a couple of 99s yesterday. We saw Cole Palmer walk out. We saw Lionel Messi walk out. That was obviously the crazy one. We saw Nuno Mendes. We saw somebody, I think, pack Roberto Carlos as well. So, like, those packs are very fun. Now, I would tell you this. If you have less than 1 million coins, I would probably not open this pack. And here's why. We still have one of the most important seasons upcoming after this season ends, because there's going to be packs that could be redeemable in FC25 and then savable for FC26 inside of it with the preseason promo. If you guys are new to this time of the game, this time period, that's a very, very, very important promo there. So be careful with your coins. Make sure you at least save 500,000 for that upcoming in the future. But if you see people like even myself, we kind of clipped up some of the best pulls that we had yesterday from that pack and then put them on some YouTube shorts and TikToks and stuff. They are very fun packs because it's a lot of footies, but also don't get it twisted. There is a very, very high probability of you getting absolutely shafted. So if you have a lot of coins, do it. If you have no coins and you're thinking about spending money, don't do it, because any money you spend in this game right now with a month left of the game is not going to be worth your while. So I would please urge you, do not spend any money on this game right now at all, for sure. We don't spend money on this game year round here. For me personally, I know not everybody operates that way, but definitely not right now. Now, speaking of store packs that I want to talk about as well, 86 times 11s. As I'm looking, they have not been released all day. We've had a tradable 85 times 20. And that's about it for these store packs here. We were waiting for the 86 11s to drop. They They have not yet, but that would be something I would be closely watching because they should be dropping maybe later today or maybe even still tomorrow. And I think that's keeping some of the cards from Footy's Team 5 a little bit inflated in price. I don't think they're super overpriced, but I legit just bought a Beckenbauer for 1.5 and sold it for 1.8. He's actually even going up now to almost 1.92 million coins. But these cards are kind of rare and maybe a little overpriced because they haven't had the supply of the 86 times 11. But again, speaking of this Footy's Team 5 here really quick, we've got the 699 rated cards. Salah, Cole Palmer, Bale, Doué, they look insane. I think out of all these cards, of course, Gareth Bale looks the most insane. He's 9 million coins right now. Very expensive. I do believe he's going to drop down in price today, as all these cards should. But if we get an 86 times 11, again, back to that point, these cards would drop a whole lot more. So it is fun and it is nice to now have the 699s in packs. It feels like, again, you have your best odds-on chance of hitting something big, and it does make this week worth grinding packs maybe a little bit harder. It's still going to be hard to pack those cards, though, but what a set of players. The Pirlo card, we can't skip over him. He looks insane as well. You even look at some of the 98s, the Roberto Carlos, the Bastoni, the John Stones, they look like very, very solid cards as well. I've already packed too many Rudy Vollers and too many Morientes to count, which is very annoying. Actually, the fact that this Zico card is only 20k as well, that's a nuts card for 20k. If you need a center attacking mid and you're on a budget, that's your guy. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. That's kind of the end game stage of the market that we kind of know and expect, but still a ridiculous card, to be completely honest. Now, speaking of the 8611s, one more time, we've been talking about Team of the Seasons. They are going up. They're 20,000 coins right now. Team of the Weeks are starting to climb as well. Team of the Weeks should keep climbing without tradable supply until Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. So just if you've invested in those, keep watching those rise. But if you're looking to make a cheap investment right now, Team of the Seasons, whenever we get the 86 times 11 in the store, these cards are probably going to go back down to 15k. Get on the bids there. They should hopefully rise to 21, 22, 23,000 coins, maybe even more than that later on during the week. But since we haven't had that supply, those cards are starting to go up. Now, let's get to the biggest question of the day, and it revolves around the upgrade packs, because we notice the 84 times 10, look at that, expires today at content. We go all the way to the back of the upgrade section, and the number one SBC, the biggest question, is on 85 times 10 refresh day. How many times is EA going to let us do the 85 times 10? Will it become unlimited repeatable already today? Now, it seems like, Nate, this may be really early. It might be too early for us to be getting the 85 times 10 unlimited repeatable. However, to kind of point out what EA's already done this year with the 84 times 10, we got this unlimited repeatable earlier than ever. Based on what EA did with this, guys, remember, we had the 8410 3 times repeatable per day. Then it was 5 times repeatable per day. Then maybe 2 weeks of that. Then 7 times repeatable per day. And then it went unlimited. I don't think we had 10. I think it went from 7 straight to unlimited repeatable, which this went unlimited repeatable last week on August 2nd, which is the earliest we've ever had that. When this went unlimited repeatable last year in FC24, it was August 17th. We're already ahead of that right now. So last year, this time, we didn't have the 8410 unlimited repeatable. It was 10 times per day. And actually last year at this very time, on this Saturday of last year, we got this Mia Hamm SBC, which was 30 squads, 27 of those 93 rated. She was a 4 million coin SBC, and we had a 99 SBC before we even had an unlimited 8410 and an unlimited 85 times 10. It feels like this year, the upgrade SBCs are ahead, and the grind with the exchanges is ahead of the actual SBCs that we have for crafting with players, since we don't have a 99 rated player SBC yet. However, back to the main question, when are we going to get this 85 times 10 repeatable? Is it going to be today? Well, last year, just a kind of point of reference, the 85 times 10 unlimited repeatable didn't drop until August 31st, when they were dropping like the Hullet and the R9 SBCs, like truly the end of the game. I think EA is going to hold off on the unlimited 85 times 10 a little bit longer. I would not be surprised if it dropped again today, 7 times repeatable per day. Maybe if we're lucky, they upgrade it to 10. I think because we have the exchanges, because we have the unlimited 84 times 10, they're still going to hold off on this a little bit, because if they release the unlimited repeatable 85 times 10, that literally signals the end of the game. Like FC25 is basically over. It's fun still, but it's basically over when they do this because we know how much better the 8510s are than the 84 times 10s. We know how many more special cards you're getting from those, how much more fodder, and then of course rinsing into other exchanges. This takes the grind, which is great and unlimited and awesome right now, to a whole new level of just broken. So I have to guess, like I've been saying, I don't think the 8510 is going to go unlimited repeatable today, but we have to kind of keep that in mind because, again, this was the first week of us being able to do 7 of these, and what happened after the 84 times 10 went to 7? It went to unlimited. So my guess would be the 8510 maybe stays at 7 times repeatable per day once again. Maybe it goes to 10 times per day if we're lucky, but we'll really get a sense of direction to see where is EA headed with this. What is EA thinking with the unlimited repeatable 85 times 10? How long are they going to wait to drop that SBC? But since it's Saturday, that is the biggest question that we have because every single Saturday we look forward to that SBC and the other upgrades that are out refreshing today. So the 8410 should come back unlimited repeatable. Not worried about that. It's the 85 times 10. Now, of course, what are we crafting? If we get more 85 times 10s today, we do have the SBC leaks for Lewis Skelly, Kamavinga, and Iñaki Williams still lingering. And I have to say, the Kamavinga and the Lewis Skelly, they look the best. These cards do look very good. Again, they only have 4 playstyle pluses, which is a little bit unfortunate, but the stats look good and kind of similar to, you know, some of the SBCs we've had recently, some bigger name players. Like, that's a pretty solid card, and that's a card a lot of people would like to use. Same thing with the Lewis Skelly as well. Move to the center mid position with insane stats and 99 pace. Again, he's got Power Shot Plus, but still has a pretty sick card there statistically and a pretty big name. So watch out for either of those 2 cards to be dropped today. We still have a couple of other names out there like the Rui Costa that we haven't seen yet. The Iñaki Williams as well could be another name there. And, you know, just one of those is going to be coming today, I would expect. That's about it. But speaking of SBCs, since we had the Maradona, I think it's also worth putting on our radar that a card like 97 Ronaldinho, maybe 98 Eusebio, 98 Cantona, or Rio Ferdinand, any of these shapeshifter icons that are 98 rated like Maradona, could potentially be dropped as SBCs sometime soon. Watch out for leaks of that. I don't know how many of those icon SBCs EA is going to want to drop at a single given time, but I think it's possible now since we have the Maradona that stuff like that is going to be coming, and then hopefully still some more 99 rated leaks. That's the big thing, right? The 99 rated. That's kind of what we just want to see because the 99 rateds are still elusive right now. Even though the pack grind is what it is, I think that's why EA is not giving us the 99s because they still have a pretty high price tag on the market. If you take a look at most of the 99s on the market, they're still very expensive. Even like the Euros winter team of the English women, they're still pretty expensive on the market. And I think the longer that EA keeps that up, the more that it feels like the 99s are elusive, and maybe that just allows them to profit just a little bit more from us. Maybe that's part of the thought process for going into the 500,000 coin packs. I'm sure EA's making a lot of money. I'm not going to bypass that fact. Like, yes, I know we're talking about those store packs. Some people are going to open them with real money instead of coins, but surely we have to get one of those 99 rated players in SBC soon. And then also evolutions, guys. I know we already mentioned it earlier. I know you guys have been thinking it every single day. We check Evos and we're like, man, where's our max 97 Evo? Where is, even if it's a paid Evo, they would absolutely cook. Like, what are we waiting for? You know what I mean? And hopefully that wait is not going to be much longer because all it would take would be one paid Evo, maybe 100,000 coins that takes us to 99 pace, 98 dribble, or something like that on an attacking card. That's all it would take to take us to a really nice place with evolutions, allowing us to evo higher rated cards. It's like we're this close with SBCs and this close with Evos as well. We just need a little bit of a boost in those areas to get ourselves to a spot where they feel competitive, they feel worth doing, and they'll actually go into our squad. So I'm not expecting a crazy day today, but with the 85-10 and the 84 times 10, it's very important that we have to pay attention to the content today to see how many more of these we do get, not for the 8410, but for the 85x10. And then other than that, it should be a pretty quiet day of content today besides a player SBC and maybe an Evo. So watch out for a few leaks of that beforehand or before content for sure. Last thing I want to talk about is there was another interview that popped off. This is an FC26 little aside here at the end. I literally just tweeted about this before pressing record on this video. Is Foot Economist and Richard Walls, who we actually just did the interview with a couple days ago here on our channel and on the stream. We're on a podcast called the Foot Weekly Podcast, which actually I've been on multiple times before. Shout out Ben. Jamie here made a very interesting point about exchanges that I just want to leave you guys with for the end of this video. He mentioned basically that exchanges, kind of how we talked about SBCs in my interview with him, that some of the SBCs are kind of solutions to a problem that EA wish didn't exist. The fact that we have full duplicate storages of cards earlier on this year, like in Team of the Year timeframe, when we were asking for exchanges for weeks upon weeks, he's saying that that is a problem in itself. They shouldn't have to release exchanges because the SBC content and the rewards, that combination in the game, should not leave us with those duplicate storages full of those fodder cards that we have to put in the exchange or want to put into the exchange. So I absolutely hear his point, but I think the way that it come across a little bit is that exchanges, we shouldn't have them because the content should be good enough. And I think that's okay to an extent, but I think for the end game as well, since exchanges have come onto the scene and have been such a fun thing, especially in the last 2 years, even though they looked different 2 years in a row with how many cards you turn in, of course, the packs were different this year too. We still love the exchanges. So I don't think EA is scrapping the idea of exchanges for FC26. What I think they're talking about is with the combination of the power curve slowing down and with rewards slowing down to match that, which I know sounds bad, but it's actually going to be good. And we're going to talk about that a lot as we get closer and closer to FC26. I think that the exchange piece of that is very interesting, especially when he talks about it. So just a little bit of FC26 information to kind of talk about there. Of course, what we'd probably hear from EA this week regarding FC26 would be the official icon in the hero class, although it already is leaked and kind of known. Just kind of be watching out for that. There could be some more news surrounding that this week. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. Have a great Saturday if you're grinding FUT champs or rivals, or if you're just hopping on and ripping some packs. Good luck packing 99s, and I will see you guys in another video tomorrow. Enjoy the football today. It's coming back as well for some last-minute club friendlies before the seasons, and I think some of the seasons are actually already starting. It's going to be a good Saturday for football today as well. Anyways, that's the video for me. If you did enjoy, just drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. We'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. Catch you there. Peace out.